Hey, okay, have you ever noticed how we live every time through our stories? We have a lot of stories running in our head, and that's what I notice personally, and that's what I am really trying to, in a way, escape, so that I stop living through all my problems running in my head that have nothing to see most of the time with what is happening, or at least that change what I perceive, because I only see negative things and I imagine also a lot of negative things that are certainly not true most of the time. And obviously, in that mindset, I miss most of good things, and I have a negative image of myself in the end. So I really have to focus on what is great and experiencing better things in my life, just with more enthusiasm, share enthusiasm with others, and all that gives me a better mood. I mean, a better mood, and my life change, and I have better image of myself, and so I'm able to behave a different way also. And it's always the snowball effect if you do it properly. So the the thing really, I think, is just to realize that at a given time we always think that it will be better a bit later. It's even during our day. It will be better when I finish work, when I get home, when I do that, when I do this, and it's always a bit later. And all that is obviously a story that prevents us from just focusing on right now and being great right now, to really enjoy life. And it's not just something in our mind that is changing. It's obviously, first of all, changing in our mind, but then everything else is changing. So if you are able just to realize that nothing will be better later, it's just now. And now you are already great, because if you think you can be great at some time in your life, then if you are still the same person, you are already this person. So maybe you'll have step to climb in order to reach a certain point, but that won't transform you. You are still the same person. That will get you to another point, but that's it. You're still the same person. If you think you can be great at some point in your life, you are still this person. You are already this person. So realize that at this very moment, all your negative thinking, all your negative image of yourself is wrong. It's obviously wrong, because you are able to be someone great. So you are this person. All you have to change is to look at things differently. Look at what you want instead of what you don't want. And remember that it's just a matter of a choice. What are you choosing right now? Whatever is happening around you, you are able to cope with anything at all. You are able to cope with everything in a great way, with enthusiasm and relief. And solutions always come, even in the. And certainly you realize that very often that's in the worst situations that we end up uh, having the best experience, because at some time we just say, okay, whatever is happening, I just have to confront the situation, and to make do with that. And then you stop your stories or being unhappy or whatever, being difficult and so on. You just do with it, and you're great, and you experience great experiences actually, because you have been able to cope with whatever was happening, and you've been able to show in a way, to show your ability to manage different situations and your resources. You experience your own resources at this time, and that's exactly the point. If you just stop what is happening in your head, and just remember that at this very moment, whatever is happening, you have a lot of resources that you can experience. You don't have to understand, to know why and how you're going to cope with that and that situation. But if you are just right now focusing on what is right now, and remembering that despite all these stories in your head, all these feelings you have about yourself, about life, about whatever, you have a lot of resources, and you can use them right now to experience a much better life, and things are going to change very quickly right now. So the only thing which is very important, is to, okay, I have my stories that gives me an impression, a feeling of life is like that, and it's later that I'll be happier. All that is a story. Just to realize that and remember that no, my resources are already there and I can use them, experience life through all my resources, but that's only right now that I can do that. Every time I try to wait for something else, I'm just avoiding my own resources. So that's what I realize, what I encourage you to focus on a little bit. And that's in a way an obvious message, but it's the problem is that it's really not how we live usually. So let me know what you think of that. It's really important to just have a great life, be enthusiastic about right now, because you are using your own resources in this very moment. Okay, and I see you next time. Bye.